Can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, good, good. Thank you. Thank you. StreamYard did something. Okay, here we go. Cash Money Records taking over for the 9-9 in the 2000s. Girl, you want to go back, yeah. Just back, yeah. Make you want to spend this cash, yeah. This last, yeah. Girl, proud with the past, yeah. They mad, yeah. You could ride in the jag, yeah. With that, yeah. You could smoke by your bag, yeah. A crash, yeah. Got the money like a flash, yeah. The trash, yeah. I'm a bitch, I'm a player, yeah. Gun spray, yeah. I play hate a fluid, yeah. Great Billy, yeah. But I be taking wood, yeah. I'm out the hood, yeah. Let it be understood, yeah. It's all good, yeah. Got a cash in the low, yeah. On the hard, yeah. Who's moving in broad, yeah. I want to draw, yeah. Who's trick, yeah. On the stick, yeah. You claiming you want a bitch, yeah. They ain't it, yeah. I'm the daddy with the money, yeah. Don't make money, yeah. Got birds and the money, yeah. About 100, yeah. Girl, you look good, want your back, that thing up. You a big fine woman, want your back, that thing up. Don't think that, with your back, that thing up. Girl, who is you playing with your back, that thing up? Okay, yeah, it was a reason I played this song. Hey, this is your girl, Creole Butterfly, Libra Butterfly, Coco 929, coming to you from the great state of Kentucky, where the women are beautiful and the horses are fast. The horses are beautiful, the women are fast. It just really depends on what you like. I want to say happy birthday, happy Quinceañera, happy Juneteenth, and happy anniversary, happy Quinceañera to everybody, lottie dottie, and every darn body under the sound of my voice. Hello to all of my butterflies, smooches to you guys, because I'm the Oprah of the what? The smooches. So you get a smooch, you get a smooch, you get a smooch. So I want to shout out, hey TC, thank you for dropping down, babes. I want to shout out to my brother from another mother. His name is Dirk C. Williams. I want to say hey and thank you for sending me this because yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna pull something down, y'all. We're gonna get into it. And the name of my thing, is it ridiculous or culture? Okay. And I know y'all like, oh, okay, Coco, what are you talking about today? We're not going to be on here long, y'all, because I just had my medical procedure. And y'all know when I have my medical procedure, I don't have any energy. So I wanted to come on early instead of late. Let's pull this up. Shall we? Uh, Make sure y'all can see it. Hold on. Okay. Stay trashy. New Orleans mayor proclaims back that ace up day in honor of Juvenile. That was the video I just played. You heard of stay classy, but have you heard of stay trashy? You have now. Enter the city of New Orleans and its mayor, Latoya Cantrell. And what can only be described as a peak ghetto moment, Mayor Cantrell just declared June the 11th as Back at Earth's Up Day. Really? Anywho, and before anyone comes for me for using the word ghetto, if it's some racist term, it's not. Okay? All right. Here's they gave you the definition of ghetto. Okay. Uh, Quite frankly, I think it's very rude and racist for racist liberals to suggest that behaving in a low class manner is somehow associated with any certain race. So we don't do that here. Okay. We use the word in its proper meaning, and I stand behind the claim that using your power as a mayor to declare back that Earth's Up Day is both trashy and behaving in a low class manner. This is her certificate in City of New Orleans, recognized back that Earth's Up Day. Okay.
Now, let me say this. I understand. Okay. I understand that uh she wants to honor Juvenile because he is New Orleans, okay? He's the one that put New Orleans on the map for most of us, all right? So, hear this again, y'all. Okay, because most sororities, we got a little movement that we do to this, but to take a whole day and say this is the back that earth up day, y'all, come on. With everything that's going on in New Orleans, really, I mean, the crime is so high. You might get Jack taking your trash out. You know, it's weird, and it's always us. That's what makes me mad. It's always us. They get in a power position and then start doing stuff like this. You know, my ears are stopped up, y'all. Pray for me. Let me see. See, this is the video I played. We are in a crisis right now as black people in America. Okay. We are in a crisis. We are so in a crisis right now. We can't afford for somebody to do something like that looks like us. And we at the border right now trying to get positions in government to change things around for our people. And this is what you decide to do. I mean, out of everything, this is what you decide to do. Yeah, Juvenile. I used to love Juvenile. I still like Juvenile, but you can honor him and give him a day without making it back that A up day. That is so weird to me. Why couldn't she say, uh, our founder, our Nolan's brother, we go name today Juvenile Day. But back that A up day, Lord, today and tomorrow. I just cannot. I just cannot. And let me scroll down a little bit more. Wait a minute. Statistics. Here we go. Overall crime rate. New Orleans has a total crime rate of 61 per 1,000 residents. This includes both violent and property crimes, making one of the highest in the nation. Your chance of becoming a victim of any crime in New Orleans is 1 in 16. Violent crime. Violent crime rate in New Orleans is 14.46 per 1,000 residents, significantly higher than the national median of 4 per 1,000 residents. This includes crimes such as murder, rape, robbery, and aggravated assault. Specifically, New Orleans has a high murder rate of 72 per 100,000 residents, making it the city with the highest murder rate among medium-sized cities. And you want to do back that thing up, but okay. All right. I got it. Property crime. Let's scroll down. The property crime rate is 47 per thousand residents. Property crimes tracked including burglary, larceny, theft, motor vehicle theft, and arson. Uh, New Orleans has one of the highest rates of motor vehicle theft in the nation, with a chance of 1 in 88 residents experiencing this crime. Okay. In a broader context, cities like St. Louis, Detroit, Baltimore have higher violent crime rates. For example, St. Louis has the highest violent crime rate with 2,082, incidents per 100,000 people, while Detroit and Baltimore also have very high rates. New Orleans, although slightly lower, remains within the top tier of the violent crime rates. I mean, you couldn't find nothing else to do, sis, than to make this back today update. I mean, it's already trashy. Come on now. And that's why they don't want us to have any positions in government now. Because of stuff like that, we cannot afford to do things like that when we get a chance to make a difference. When we get a chance to get in government, we have to take every chance that we get to make it a great experience and things for us. We can't afford to do no stupid stuff like this. Who told her this was a good idea? I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like I said, Dirk C. Williams, my brother. If y'all haven't went on and give him a click and a view, please do. I thank you for sharing it with me, Dirk. This is weird. It says now, therefore, Latanya Cantrell, Mayor of New Orleans, do hereby proclaim June 11, 2024 is back to Earth's update in the city of New Orleans, and call upon our residents of Nolans and all who love our culture. I spelled culture wrong, y'all. I'm sorry. And spell our culture to join the celebration of this monumental achievement and the artists who have made a lasting impact on our musical heritage. I understand what she was trying to do. I really do understand what she was trying to do, y'all. But come on, sis, we gotta do better. We gotta do better, man. We already got a racist that's trying to take over to become a dictatorship so that he would be the only president we will ever have yet again. I don't know. Am I blowing this out of proportion, y'all? You know, I look forward to seeing y'all comments. Am I blowing this out of proportion? Because maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe it's a culture thing and we should be proud. I'm not. I'm not. So, yeah, I'm not. Okay. All right. Yeah, StreamYard won't let me be great. It just won't let me be great. Anywho. So yeah, I'm just so confused. And I know some people probably like, well, Coco, you reading too much into it. It's a good thing because they're honoring juvenile and everything. So, you should be happy and blah blah blah. So I'm like, no, not happy about it at all. At all, y'all. I'm not happy about it. Okay. So let me see. Wait a minute. We already got so much stuff that we facing, y'all. I keep trying to warn y'all, and y'all look at me, y'all so wrapped up in who's going where and why they like this and blah 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 blah. Right, it's not in decency and order. You're absolutely right about that. Um, like I said, Project 2025. If y'all haven't took a gander at that, y'all might want to. Let me tell you something. My second part to this live today was going to be about this right here. Let me pull this up. Give me one moment. Hold on. Y'all know my computer goes slow, so come on. Wait a minute. Here we go. Here's my second point of this. We can talk about it. Okay. I don't know how to even get this clean, this computer right here. Because it's a Chromebook, I can't clean it like I do my big computer. One moment, y'all. Okay, let's go over here. Right here. One moment, TC. I just now saw you. Make sure y'all can see this first. Okay, let's talk about this real quick. Y'all ready? Let go.
Illegal immigrant from Ecuador who was arrested for tying up and raping a 13-year-old girl entered the U.S. illegally through Eagle Pass. Is still back in court this morning. The suspect is now charged with over 8 crimes, including rape, robbery, kidnapping, and sex abuse. Joining us now, NYPD Chief of Patrol, John Shell. Chief, thanks so much for joining
the program. Great to be here.
So you got members of the public that sat on a bodega, knew this guy, saw his face, and then held him down till your guys could come pick him up.
You know, unbelievable. When you look at this, I mean, a tragic event last week. I mean, horrible. Crime scene was horrible. And the work that went into this from our detectives, from the community, to old-fashioned, going door to door. And when the city basically said no. And like you just said, the community, we put the picture out, tips started coming in. We got the video.
That picture was huge because it had the tattoo and everything.
And what was remarkable is when you think about these kids, right, how courageous they were to help us to memorialize what they saw, our sketch artists, the whole totality of circumstances. The whole city said no. The community stepped in. They made it, they tried a little street justice, and we made the apprehension. And it was, the city needed this. We had to give closure to this family.
You know, Chief, you're in a tough position because you got to police the street no matter who's in office, no matter what political party, whether you agree with them personally or not, you got to enforce the laws, and so do your cops on the street. How difficult has it been when you're having to police communities now where you don't know their records? You have no clue where they came from, although the majority of them are law-abiding citizens. That small factor that are on mopeds causing problems for you, how hard is it?
It's new for us. The city's taken over 200,000 migrants in the last 2 years, and a lot of them here for American Dream, but a small portion are here to commit crimes against our city, robberies, chain snatches, shooting 2 of our cops 3 weeks ago, shooting us in Times Square, assaulting us in Times Square. It's new for us. It's difficult because we don't know who you are, so we're kind of learning as we go. Every arrest we make, we don't say is he a migrant, but the big events, we see it. I'll give you a staggering stat. Crimes committed on mopeds, fleeing on mopeds, has increased about 200% in the last 2 years. It's tremendous for us. We've never dealt with it, but our cops are working hard. We've taken about 41,000 of these mopeds off the streets. We shut down some of these gang members doing robberies and chain snatches. The cops that got shot last week, a couple weeks ago, did a great job, but it's new for the city. It's new for us.
You know, Chief,
anyway, let me stop this real quick. What's up, TC?
Hey, Creole, how are you? Good morning. Happy Juneteenth to you and your check.
Yes.
Wow.
Hold on. Let me share this. Okay, so like I was saying, here's the thing. It's like every time we make 2 steps forward, TC, it's one of us that knock us 3 steps back.
One of us.
And what's so funny also is like, okay, the story I just showed you about the migrants, okay?
Okay.
And they're able, and don't get me wrong, there's no hate there, but there is common sense. They're able to come here illegally. Can we really say that it's illegally? They're here illegal, like they want to run from their country over here, and the way that they're doing it is illegal. And we bless them for coming here illegal. And you still got people here. I heard one of these politicians today say, well, we want them in Utah, some point of Utah, and because we believe that we can train them and give them jobs. What about the people in America that is still looking for jobs and to get trained? What about Americans that's born here? God
Hmm.
forbid those that look like me. We still can't. Are you serious? I'm so girl. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh boy, so these two have really hit home and struck home, especially the first lady. It is trashy. It is ghetto.
Thank
It
you.
is disgusting. It is despicable. It is deplorable. It is not done. It is not decent. It is not in order. Her and or her advisors,
Okay.
the other folks, are going to reap what they sow with this one. It was no need in a back that ass day, and it was none of that. That's not what the mayor's platform is for.
Thank you.
Okay, you want to, here's the thing. I understand, you want to acknowledge and get a citation, and recognizing Black Music Month. I understand that, and maybe then go a little step further and saying, here are some of the people. Black Music Month, this is for jazz, this is for R&B, this is for gospel, this is for rap, this is for
Right.
clubhouse, this is for go-go music, this is for the different genres of Black music that we've contributed to in this country. Wonderful, hallelujah. And then everybody in their prospective cities, like we just did Gamble and Huff. We just did, Kenny Gamble.
Okay.
The Philadelphia Sound, ain't no
Yeah.
stopping us now. The
Right.
OJs, bad luck. That's what you got. The Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. We just did a whole
Right.
thing in honor of them.
They can
Um,
do.
and of course there's some lyrics that have some interesting, me and Mrs. Jones, we got a thing going on. Okay, but we not having
Yes.
we know, and R.I.P. to the brother, but and I have a picture with him. The thing is that we're not going to say this is me and Mrs. Jones.
Right.
We're not gonna do that, because but we understand that that's real, but we that's not where we're gonna focus. So you're
Right.
absolutely right. That whole debacle is disgusting. It's terrible, and you're absolutely right. Once we get in these positions, we need to stop dummy downing the position, or I call it click and viewing the position.
Okay.
We already going to be viewed. We already watch, because if you're the first, you're always going to be watched.
Right.
Always, trust me. They're watching. But see, when you act like a buffoon, they put that out there. They say, "Oh, that's great, that's great." Ooh, yeah. The old boys want that.
Right.
Because what they're doing is they're setting up their next generation.
Yes,
Because
they are.
what they're doing with us right now is they're going to make a case,
Thank you.
and they're going to they're making the case as it is. Of course, it's on video, so it's not like you can go back, you can't challenge it. It is what it is. I mean, you can challenge some of the interpretations and clippings and whatnot, but they're going to say that we're not befitting of any, we're not worthy, we're not valuable, we have nothing to offer. Our intellectual intelligence has been
Yes.
skewed and tainted, because all we can do is back that thing up.
Come on. It's out. She is further making this stereotype that the only thing black women are good for is shaking their butt.
Right.
That we
On
don't
the
have
up.
nothing that sits on our shoulders. You know, we don't have nothing
Mhm.
up here. All we good for is our bodies and our butts.
Right. No intellectual intelligence
That
whatsoever,
part.
which we know that that is so absolutely not true.
Right.
Even when we know how to back that thing up, trust me, some of those are the most intelligent individuals, but there's
I'm
a
trying to
time
tell you.
and place for everything. It speaks so in the Bible.
Right. Absolutely.
That's what, there's a time for this, there's a time for that. There's a time for to laugh, there's a time to cry.
I
There's a
don't
time
understand
to
why we don't, as people, see what's trying to happen. It's like we got blinders on because maybe I have one TV more than you, so I think I've arrived. You know, we got blinders on. We can't see that these people really want us back in slavery. They were mad that we
Oof.
got emancipated. Okay. They were mad about that. It was never, that was not even Lincoln's thing that he wanted to do. He had even been recorded saying if he could have found a way to keep us in slavery, you know,
If he could have kept us in slavery and saved the South, he would
okay,
have done it.
thank you. Thank you so much. So I
There
don't
is,
understand.
yes,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, no, you're right. There is. He said this, so this is words that are from him, not something that because a lot of times some of these people in the conscious manosphere, it's people they don't. There's no record. There's no
Right.
documentation. You are actually specifically citing documentation that Abraham Lincoln did say that he would have, if he could have saved the South without the emancipation, he would have done so.
Right.
Yeah,
And
so you're right. Hmm.
I had mentioned something on here. There was people was like, well, I'd rather support somebody who I know hates me than somebody who act like they like me. For a while, that sound okay. It didn't make no sense, but it sounded okay. I'm gonna tell you, God is good. One day I was sitting in here and he said, think about that statement. He said, so you want somebody to come up to you and say, instead of how you doing, Coco, say, how you doing, Igor? How you been doing, Igor? Put the N in the front. How you
Hmm.
doing? When you call a business and they have that you're black on there and they say, "Oh, Miss Igor, how you?" No, they don't sit well with me. I thought about that. That was the dumbest statement. They don't they don't sit right with me. No, I don't want nobody over me that I know hates me or that I know is a known racist. No.
So, I agree with you, and I don't think that that's those responses are well thought out responses. We really don't understand the length that these people want to go, because
Thank
you know what,
you.
we really didn't experience
Like our
racism
grandparents
and
and our great
slavery.
grandparents.
Right,
Yes.
we didn't experience like that. We're able to say a couple of little things. We can, now you can go to whatever movie theater you want to go to. You can buy whatever car you want to go to, get in debt, and that's a whole nother slavery. But the bottom line is you can still do it, and it be looked at. The optics makes it look like we're all equal, even though that is still not the
Far from the
case.
truth. Come on. I
You
know you
see,
right.
right, you understand? So unfortunately, Creole, here's what I'm saying. Here's what I have to say. Those people that say those things, they know not what they say. They
Right.
really don't know. I can only give them to God.
Okay.
Those of us who are light bearers, and that our heart and our intentions are in the right place, we must trod on. And we say that in our, lift every voice and sing,
Mm-hmm.
trod on till victory is won.
The victory's won.
Unfortunately, that didn't mean all of us are going to win.
There you go.
Okay. And
Mhm.
we have to get at peace with that part. So my thing is that you and others of you who have these platforms,
Hmm.
I appreciate all of you content creators. It's challenging. It's hard. You're learning. All of you are learning. We are all learning. Subbies, moderators as well. We need
And
to
you know
utilize
what?
these. We need to use. We need to use these platforms in a way so that we can get messages out, so
Thank
that
you.
our people will cannot
Thank
say,
you.
and so they can't say at the end of the day they never knew. So they can't say, "Hey, had not this person and that person been fighting, y'all should have been talking about some other things." Because that's exactly what's going to happen. I know my folks. They're going to say,
Okay.
We didn't know they was fighting and fussing, talking about hair, talking about weaves, and talking about, what color eyes and colorism, and they was talking about stuff, and they was talking about who is cuter and who is not, and it doesn't make a damn difference.
Let me tell you something, TC. You hit it on the nose. I
Okay.
did uh I did the live of the truck driver who almost went over the bridge because it was right here in my city, okay? And
Okay.
to find out the truck driver, I knew her mama goes to my granddaddy's church, okay?
Oh no.
And so yeah, it was all over everybody's news to where the truck driver was trying to avoid running into the back of a car that swerved in front of them, and
Oh.
the whole semi girl was hanging over the side of the bridge. The fire department had to come in and rescue her, and
Oh.
that was the first time that the fire department used that equipment and their holster to go down and grab her. And once they grabbed her, and then once he grabbed her and he brought her back up. See, I had the inside story. The news is only gonna show you a little bit. I was telling people, I said when that girl touched down right there on the bridge after the fireman grabbed her and latched her onto him, and
Uh-huh.
both of them was at safety. That black girl, honey, she started shouting on that bridge. Do you hear me?
I know.
Started saying, God, I thank you. And I mean shouting on that bridge. That white fireman was so emotional because that was the first time he's ever had to do that with that old equipment, because they both could have just snapped and went into the river.
Oh.
He watched her praise God so much, he started praising God. He started telling God, I thank you, God.
Right.
Girl, who? So I told that story, showed everything and everything. Okay. Well, months later, I was in Miss Ronnie Q's thing, and she brought it up. And people was like, oh, for real? Wow. And I thought to myself, how y'all subscribe to me? And maybe, and I know the way you work and stuff, maybe you didn't see it, but I'm thinking to the people that I see online all day, every day. How y'all
Mm.
to
Mm.
me and y'all
Mm.
didn't even hear that story?
Mm. Right.
All
I
y'all
agree
worried
with
about for real is somebody who likes somebody who lied about somebody. Really?
you. Right.
That hurts my feelings to the point to where I remember me
Mm.
and Real Mama, shout out to Real Mamas, Real Problems. Me and her was talking one day. She was like, people keep saying they want good content. I don't think they want good content because we don't get no views. And I agree with that. I agree with
Mhm.
that. And it's so sad. And I'm not gonna downplay my intelligence just to get views. I'm not gonna
No.
do it. I don't feel
Mm-mm.
like I have to. You know what I'm saying? But
No.
just sometimes when I do see all the foolishness and how people hit them links, it'd be thousands, girl. And I'd be like,
Yeah. Yeah.
now people might say, ah, you just hating. No, I'm not hating. I don't begrudge
Mm-mm.
anybody for getting what they get. But like I tell everybody, like what you like, but don't forget to feed your spirit and your mind.
Balance.
Thank you. There you go.
Balance. And it's interesting because when you play the Miss Latanya and the second gentleman, the NYPD,
Mm-hmm.
uh these are the conversations. I had a young lady call me this morning from, and she's an elder,
Okay.
and she called me and said, well, Donald Trump is supposed to be here in Philadelphia at Temple University. And she called, well, what are you gonna do about getting him? I'm like, what? First of all, it's my day off.
Okay.
And hello to you too. Number two, number two, the Leah Chorus, Temple University, Donald Trump's people, if they can go and speak wherever they choose,
Yeah.
I have the right to not to be there. I have the right to focus on what's going on with housing for my
Right.
seniors, what's going on with education for my young people, what's going on for in reference to middle class and work and income and salaries, and what's going on. We have a lot of issues. This issue with the NYPD, the police department, they can do only but so much, because if the legislatures don't create the laws
Preach. Come on.
so
Yeah.
that they can attach a charge to whatever the situation, the crime or the behavior is indicating, then they won't be able to charge them with anything. Then they'll have to dummy down the charge, and somebody has done something so horrific and they're only getting 2 years at the end of the day, and then they get out after a year because they're going to have good behavior, because people like that,
Well,
they know how to switch on and switch off. That guy, he looks like he knows exactly what to do. He knows when to turn on and when to turn it off.
okay.
So he's going to turn it on, his yeah, I'm learning, I'm trying to get it together, and his remorse, he'll turn that on.
Mm.
But we're not putting efforts where they need to be. I just feel as though I agree with what you said. In both instances, unfortunately, the lady, she doesn't realize how much this is affecting everybody else, all Black women. This is how people look at us,
Right.
and this is not us. And I don't, it's not cute. It's
Not
not.
at
It's
all.
cute when you with your man or your woman or whoever it is.
Right.
Do your thing. Some things just be with the person who it is that you're supposed to be with, and be with them and back that thing up.
Okay.
You ain't
Yeah.
backing that thing up to everybody in the street and everybody in the world. That's another word. There's another word for that.
Right.
you know.
Right. Mm.
But yeah, this what people do. They want good content, but they want to. I guess they want to be able to. They want to indulge in it when they want to, when they feel it's necessary. But it's always absolutely necessary, because we're just now getting this information. So,
Right.
so we need to balance what we get on the other side, if that's what you indulge in, the clicks and the views and the beef, the foolala. But you have to also feed you have to feed your other parts of your spirit, so that
Okay.
you can maintain a level of, I am going to move forward. I'm about moving forward and doing and being what God wants me to be. If that's who your God, if God is if the Lord and Savior is your God, then so be it. It's it's not, Creole, and that's not for me to decide.
Right. Right.
You
It's
know,
yeah. So
he he said that we will all come together. He'll let us know who we are,
mm-hmm.
and we will know by our actions and behavior.
And see, my thing also is, I think I had an upper hand because I remember as early as 4 years old being with my family and church family and stuff, protesting and going to the
Mm,
steps and praying. I didn't understand what we was doing then. I just knew that it was a bunch of Black people, some white, with signs. You know what I'm saying? And I remember back, like I said, it's back as far back as me being 4 years old. And I remember, see, I have such a Girl, my
Mm.
granddad, I remember, because like I said, he's one of the last civil rights that was with, my Martin Luther King. And my
Amen.
granddad, I remember him getting these racist calls at church and
Mm.
in his office, and they talking about, we're gonna blow your head off. We placed a bomb up under your car. When you get in it, it's gonna go boom. We killing you and your family. I remember that.
Mm.
I remember,
Mm.
and I remember
Mm.
my uncles them had to, for a while, go with their pistols and escort him wherever he went. Like they would let him drive, once they looked up under the car and all that, they would let him drive wherever he needed to go. They would sit outside with pistols when he was preaching in the church. Some of the deacons will sit in the church with pistols because they never knew if it was going to be like a Malcolm X situation.
Mm-hmm.
I remember all of that. And for
Right.
me, for us as Africans in America, okay, for us to get right here and start dropping the ball, or to get, cause like I said, and I use an analogy because I got one more TV than you do, think I've arrived. That bothers me. That bothers me. And I've even stopped really going a lot of places on YouTube that doesn't stimulate my mental or keeps me accountable, because I'm part of the problem. If I keep doing that, I'm part of the problem. You
Right.
know,
Right.
so
Right.
that's on. Like I said, I'm not knocking nobody else. I'm talking about me, because God holds me at more of an accountable level than He does a whole lot of people. And
Absolutely.
so, because I know that, and because I know what my assignment is, I have to watch where I take him, if that makes sense. I have to watch where I take him, who I connect him to, because even though we all are here, not all of us belong to God. And you just hit on that. Not all of us
Mm.
is. Remember, I keep
Mm.
telling people Cain had kids. You know what I'm saying? So, you
He
know,
certainly did.
come on. So not all of us belong to God. Yeah, He knows all of us, but there are some that He's, even when He tells you to don't even pray for them no more, that means God is giving them up. So if God is giving you up, if God say that ain't mine, He belongs to the devil, who am
Mhm.
I?
That's
So,
right.
and that's biblical, and people don't believe it. They keep saying, "Oh, God is the God of God." He said, "Yeah, He forgives, He forgives, He forgives." Yes, He's also the God of tough love as well.
Absolutely.
He also, go ahead. I'm sorry.
We see the principalities fighting each other, but us, you and me, you and I, and others, we dwell in this realm.
Yes.
Now, there are some magnificent folks who
Mm-hmm.
are able to transcend or live between realms. And because they're able to live between realms, they have the opportunity to see things, and they have gifts,
Mm-hmm.
and they're able to see things sometimes before it happens. They're able to
You
feel
know
it.
I do. You know
I
I do.
I know that.
Come on.
And there's some, those of you who have these capabilities and abilities understand what it really means to be obedient, be silent.
Yes.
It is not your fight.
Mm.
You are to put the message before sometimes it even happens. You're supposed to give the orders before the actual event occurs.
Yep.
And that's part of the wonderful the wonderful way in which the Almighty has designed everything. Everything is done in decency and in order. So those people don't fight. You don't have to fight City Hall, as they say. You don't
Yeah.
have to. There's fights going on.
Come on. I know you're right, now.
Oh my stars, there's fights going on. And there are people in places that are like, you are here. You are here. You're at the table. You're not on the menu.
Mm-hmm.
We have people that are in places. Latanya was chosen to be at the table, but now she's proven. She showed herself approved.
I have a friend who is a
Hmm.
counselor in Louisville. I'm in a small city outside of Louisville now, but in
Hmm.
Louisville, I love my friend because she has been making a difference like nobody else's business. Okay, but even before
Right.
she became a councilman, she was making a difference as a little league mom and all this. And she had her own businesses that she owns and stuff like that. And
Amen.
there is a Kroger in the West End, which is 28th and Broadway in Louisville, Kentucky. Everybody knows that Kroger is one of the worst Krogers it ever was. Okay, and so she said, okay, this is the second time I done went to Kroger at 7:30 and they're closed. She said, so, okay, now Kroger, y'all wasn't on my list, but now I'm coming for you. She said, I'm coming for you now because it don't make no sense that I can't go to the Kroger that's in my area to go grocery shopping and I got to go to one that's outside of my area. And wait a minute, hold on for me.
Hmm. So everybody, happy Juneteenth. Miss Creole's just taking a. She has to tend to something right quick. TCHBCU Queen, love you all, and I hope everybody's having a blessed day. It is 12:34 Eastern Standard Time. Right now, it is a beautiful day. It is going to be sort of hot, so please can keep hydrated. All pets, keep them hydrated. Make sure you watch out for our seniors, our elders, and make sure that they have, cold water. Make sure that they have something to eat. Make sure that they are, that they're taken care of. Um, for those of you, with little children, they should go to the pool or something today. And if not, go somewhere where there's some water or stay inside until, maybe later on this evening it will cool down.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I was
Yeah.
talking to my son. He works the
Okay.
night, so when he comes in, I'm asleep. So I was just trying to make sure he was okay.
Oh, okay. Not a problem. I was just giving,
Yeah,
a little break about the heat and all that good stuff. So that's okay.
yeah, because it was 101 here yesterday in Kentucky. But
Ooh.
I
Hmm.
know. Yeah, so Tammy's like, they on my list now. This is another thing. I talked to her because in the West End as well, there was a park. And last year, uh, one of the NBA players that
Hmm.
is from our area gave $100,000 to get the pool open for this year, right? Well, what they decided to do was it last year? No, it was year before last because that's when that mayor went out. Okay, so he was still the mayor at the time. It was his last term, last year.
Hmm.
They took that $100,000 and instead of putting it towards the pool, so that because in the West End it's predominantly black people, so them little kids can have a pool down here. They took that money and said it's gonna cost more than that, so they took the money and applied it elsewhere.
Okay.
And so like I told Tammy, that ain't fair. Because each year they gonna tell you the same thing unless you put some fire up under them. So she didn't like that. So last year she was like, I want this pool open this summer. So the new murder came in and said, well, we don't have the money right now to open them because it needs so much work. Because that pool's been over since I was little. I used to go to that pool. Okay.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
yeah, so anyway, she said, well, don't tell me what you can't do. What do we need to do? Because I promised my people a pool and we're going to have this pool. Even if I got to go to the news, we're going to have our pool. And
Okay.
so he told her, blah, blah, blah. So another NBA player that came from our area, he gave a certain amount of money that she's over. And so now we could get a pool. It won't be this year, but you can go over there, you see them working on it and everything to where when that last mayor, you ain't see them working on nothing. The pool just still had a fence around it. Now they're working on it. They're gonna do a whole lot of stuff to it to make it friendly for all ages, and things like that. So everything that she said she's gonna do, she has been doing it. She has really
See,
been doing it. And I like that. She's my color, so it makes me
there
feel
you
proud.
go.
Hey, that's not only is that my friend, but she's me. You know what I'm saying? And everything that she said that she's gonna do, she's done it.
There you go. And if each one of us
Hey,
can
Catherine.
just can just do what we say we're supposed to do. The contract we made at birth. See, we don't realize what happened at birth because we're not taught it, and we're not taught it properly in our religious instruction
Yeah.
sometimes. Okay,
Mhm.
but we were at birth. We signed a contract,
Come on.
and oh yeah, we signed the contract, and we know what we're supposed to be doing. That's why a lot of times we feel like, what, this is where I'm supposed to be here, or we feel like it's a little deja vu, or we feel like I know her,
Mm-hmm.
I know this. I've been around this place. It seems so comfortable and familiar
You.
because before we were who we are
Mm-hmm.
as Creole and TC and
Mm-hmm.
Catherine and 300 and everybody else, we
Mm-hmm.
were souls.
Yep.
So I just wanted to say that because you're at the table, so we've come here to this realm to make it a better place, maybe to make it a better place, and or whatever it was. I don't know. Everyone's contract is different, you know. Everyone plays a different role in a different part.
It's funny. People who meet me in person and all this and stuff, and evidently it's coming across the airways too, because I get people that see me in other chats like, "You, it's something about you that is so comforting." I'm like, "Oh, thank you," you know. So, but people who meet me, they always say, "I don't know what it is about you, but you just got a lot of love flying from you." And I'm like, you know what? People always say that. They've been telling me that since I was a kid. Like, it's just something about that kid right there. I don't know what it is. And I'm like, it has to be God because it ain't me, you know. My
Amen. Right.
I used to have like conversations with some of my family members that is really deep into spirituality. And I remember, TC, you think I'm playing. I remember as a kid, I used to be scared to go to sleep. Not because I was scared of a ghost at all. But this used to happen to me when I was asleep. I would be laying in the bed, and all of a sudden, I'm looking down on myself. I would be laying, and actually, I'm looking up and I'm looking down. Like I'm above myself looking down.
Hmm.
And they used to scare. I couldn't move. I couldn't talk. Nothing. All of a sudden, I would hear, "Say Jesus." And so I would think it first, and it's like something would break. Then I would
Okay.
say it out of my mouth, and I was able to move. Okay. They used to scare me. They used to scare me so bad. And so I asked my grandmother one day, God rest her soul, I said, Granny, I got a problem. I said, this has been happening ever since I was younger, because I asked my one grandmother, she had no idea. So I asked my other grandmother when we was just talking about things that's weird. And I was telling her, she said, because let me explain something. She said, because both of my grandmothers used to be best friends. They actually fell out because of my daddy and my mama started dating and had me. Okay. Because my daddy was a little bit older than my mama, but he was in
Hmm.
love with her. He was in love with him, and his baby sister and my mom used to be best friends. So you know how it is. I'm going down there and talk to my best friend, and you sneaking in there with the brother, So yeah.
Hmm.
So when I came about,
Hmm.
both fell out, and both my grandmothers, and they never spoke again to each other. And I thought that was real sad. But nevertheless, um,
Oh
my
wow.
grandmother I'm talking to, she was not only Indian, but she was Spanish and something else. All of that wrapped up in one.
Mm.
And she told me that where she's from, Opelousas, Louisiana, that her family. Um, it's a whole lot of stuff that they have endured that would be weird to other people. Okay, case in point, I've
Hmm.
never met a person, TC. You tell me if you have. I never met a person who eyes change.
One person.
Oh, so okay, because that's what would happen to me. My eyes used to change.
With your person. I mean, with your like what's going on with you or your attitude. Or,
Yes, yes,
yeah, yeah, one
absolutely.
person.
Yeah, and so I asked my grandmother, I was like, now some of my cousins and all this and stuff, they got like funny looking eyes. I didn't have funny looking eyes, but my eyes would change. So that was
Mm.
even weirder to me. Here I am, dark, quarter to midnight black, and got these eyes to change, you know.
Now
And
that's the first. That's the first for me. I've not been around a darker hued person that 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 I've seen, that I've known of, with
yeah,
that with that gift.
and I used to try to hide it. I swear, I used to try to hide it because I mean, kids are cruel, and I
Mm.
could be with my friends. And I remember one day this person I didn't like. We was on the playground, and she was like, "Oh, what's wrong with your ass?" That immediately let me know that my ass had already changed. And even my husband used to say, he used to tell people, "You know how mad she is. Watch her ass." He said, "Because her ass changed."
Mhm.
So I was like, oh my god. So I had asked my grandmother when I realized about that too, and she broke some stuff down to me that was kind of, and she also told me what my one grandmother told me. She said, when you were born, and this is gonna help somebody, she said, when you were born with a veil over your face. She
Mm.
said, and so she said it was like a foreskin, and her and my other grandmother, they used to put some type of salve or whatever to pull that foreskin off, and as it would come. And I was like, wow. She said, so we already knew that you would be able to see things. We already knew that.
Absolutely,
That blew
absolutely.
my mind.
And there are many of you all that are here, and you're dispersed throughout the four corners of the earth, to do His will. Now, you
Yep.
know. Now,
Yep.
those who understand and have accepted that gift, for the good,
Yeah.
then that's yes. And there is a difference. Some people, you could tell, those that don't know it's for the good and don't know how, they haven't learned to harness it, they haven't learned what to do with it, and then there's some that don't use it for the good. So
Hey,
yeah.
mixology boo. That's my sister
Yeah.
from another mother. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
makes sense.
You are
Hey,
absolutely right.
Mix. Yes,
Um,
Mix is over there with her beautiful music, girl.
yeah, no, I be in her sky. I be over here doing some work, listening to him like, yeah, come on, girl.
Okay, I was, yesterday I was in the gym, and I was like, see, I'm glad, because the music she had, mixology, was the music that I was like, yeah, there you go. Now that's what I need right there. Pump, 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 pump.
Yeah, I hope
Yes.
she can do my what's your name of tomorrow, because tomorrow's my deceased daughter's birthday. I was gonna celebrate today because it's Juneteenth, and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna let Juneteenth be Juneteenth, and I'm gonna celebrate her tomorrow on her birthday, and everything. And I'm also gonna do my 1,000 celebration, for making 1,000, because I still haven't did that. But yeah, I wanted to do that
Okay.
too. But let me tell you, it's so weird. It is funny how this is my thing. A lot of things that I saw with this with these people, not just them, but it's a lot of things I've saw, and I talk about it. And I know people, I'm comfortable with me. I love me, and I know people think that child's weird over there. I'll be weird. I don't care. I love me. You either gonna get with it or you not. Okay, that's where we're gonna.
Hmm.
Because I ain't gonna stop talking about what I'm supposed to talk about. Just my
Yeah.
me.
I mean, and you know what? A lot of the things that you've talked about, like predictions, the predictions that you made, like at the beginning of the year and stuff,
Mhm,
I look forward to that, because you've made some predictions about a lot of like stars, pastors.
mhm,
You said a lot of those people were going to be exposed.
mhm. We ain't seen the
Um,
half of it yet, though, TC.
I'm sure, ma'am. I get it. But you started out the years, and even last year, I think it was actually in 2022, you started saying some stuff. And let me let you know, my name, don't get it twisted, okay? My name, my
uh,
baby, yes ma'am. As a matter of fact, I'm going, my blood pressure was great, has been
awesome.
wonderful, thank you God. Yes, 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 because I had gone home, last year around September. My
Mhm,
aunt had passed away, and
mhm.
I'm home, and my other aunts and my
Yeah.
uncles, they feeding all of us cousins, their nieces and nephews. We eating pork bacon every morning. We eating pancakes, eggs with cheese. Knowing I don't do none of that, grits
Okay.
and ham and yeah, all of that in honor of my aunt and biscuits, all that.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, when I left there, I said to my mother, I said, Ma, I have to go to the ER or something because I feel like I was going to explode. Okay.
Oh wow.
Oh, my blood pressure was so high.
Okay.
It was not good. It was not good. It was not good. So, just certain little things and whatnot. So, just working and working at it and all that kind of stuff. And I remember when you mentioned, your various herbs and,
Mm-hmm.
your various, holistic remedies. And I said, yep, I got that one. That's mine. I always, and I keep that under lock, stock, and barrel. And I go to my physical this Friday, so I'm looking forward to it. Lost weight, everything,
That's
just
what's up.
right, and just keeping everything in balance. So yeah, all of that. hmm
Did
So
you
yes,
see Kendra's question to you?
know what she said.
She said, Coco, what is the contract signed at birth? I'm learning about the contracts in the spirit world.
Oh, okay. So all right. Um, there were okay. We are assigned three angels.
Gordon Angels, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, we are assigned three. Actually, in your life, you'll have seven spirit guides. These are spirit guides, but there are three. As soon as your head hits the woman's, and they see your head and all that hair, those three angels appear. Nobody sees them, I'm sure, but maybe some do. I think you do. The child, the baby does. And those angels are specifically assigned to you at birth. They're to help you with your course, with your journey.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as you get older, you're assigned some more, and then up until some people will hit seven, and then others nine. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
so these particular angels, there are a plethora of angels. There's so many of them. There's thousands and tens of thousands of angels that rule certain realms, that rule certain municipalities, principalities, and like there's some that rule the water, there's some that rule the river, there's some that
Yeah.
rule the sand, there's some that rule the forest, there's some that rule whatever, the sidewalk. It is what it is, that kind of thing. So yeah, you sign that contract at birth, before when you were in your mother's womb. Mhm. And then when you got here, they were waiting for you, because then they were assigned. They were waiting for you because you had signed the contract. Your soul said, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I'm going to do. And I am not going to renege on it. When you now, we have free will. The
Yeah.
interesting part of it all is that once we get here, we have free will to screw up as we want to.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that something?
Yep.
It's
And
it's, it's wild.
we gotta realize too that also, uh,
hmm
when you want to know who your angels are, you can always go to God and ask Him to show you who is assigned
Absolutely.
to you, because you have to be careful too, because sometimes angels go rogue. Okay. and
Yes.
and they may tell you to do something, or God, tell you to do something that you shouldn't do. Anytime your angel tells you to do something that's against the will, that's not the angel.
Right. Well, and here's the thing. You are absolutely right, Creole. And see, this is where keeping everything balanced has to be,
Right.
because we have free will and free reign. God gives us that free will, right? Because we have
Hmm.
the right to choose, because he gives us the mind, the common sense. Now,
Right.
Remember, some of the angels were the angels. They were have, they were doing things with human women and stuff like that, right?
Right.
And they were not supposed to. So
Supposed to be
yes,
all
you're
right.
absolutely
Mhm.
Creole. You're absolutely right. Whenever you feel in your heart of hearts that is not something that you're supposed to govern yourself in that manner, you know what I say to I talk to mine out loud. I'm like, look, hold up, swole up, okay. Yo, let me explain something. Now listen, I feel this way. This is I really and truly, but this is not of God. Now
Okay.
what you doing? Now what you doing? Okay?
And
And trust me, there have been many a day when I wanted to go to a whole nother place, but I got reeled back in because of the bigger picture. And I
okay.
knew, and God showed me in a dream what the bigger picture was.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you good, but you gotta go through it because you down there.
Right.
I
But here's the
got you.
thing too. When God has his hands on your life for whatever reason or for whatever level, what should kill other people won't kill you.
Boom, stick 'em.
And
Boom.
that's what people don't understand. There's a whole lot of things that I've went through for other people because had they had to go through it, it would have took them out of here.
And it would have took them out. You've been through, oh my gosh.
Come on.
Creole. Creole. Cause you shit.
Woo.
What?
Once I learned that, it makes, I mean, I still, when you have to go through something, it's still like, but I understand it because I know I'm
Mhm.
supposed to go through it, you know? So
Right.
once I go through it, I'm like, Lord, I even have begun to say, God, whoever this is for, okay, go ahead and heal their body or go ahead and help them out or whatever. I've begun to pray like it now. When I know it's not for me, I'm like, okay, God, whoever this is for, you know,
Hmm.
it makes
Hmm.
it makes going through tolerable.
Right. That's true. That is so true. And I just want to say, because I want to mention one thing, but I do, in terms of some documentation,
Okay.
Creole. But I want to say this Sunday we had our Juneteenth parade. There were two bands that were there. I was in the band at A&T.
Okay.
I am an accomplished trombonist. I play the trombone.
Awesome.
Okay, tall beta signal to T-bone sister number one.
Now.
Now let me just say this: when I saw and I heard those young people, it was a band from Newark, New Jersey. Shout out to Newark, New Jersey, and all of those that know what that means. This band, they were just absolutely amazing. And I just, when I got home, I just cried
Oh wow.
because I said one band, one sound. They were like,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am. And I told them, I said, don't you allow, I said, we're getting ready to start the band. We're getting ready to start the parade. You're behind the mayor. I said, and I want you to be the best that you can be today. Okay. And I also don't let anybody get in within your ranks. Don't you allow anyone to break your rank, even me.
Okay.
Do you understand? And I'm saying that, and that as I was saying that, I'm walking in between them, and they were like, "Yes, ma'am." I said, "Do you see? I'm walking in your ranks. What are you supposed to do?" I said, "Put your hand out and say, 'Excuse me, miss.' Okay, and
Yeah.
say it with authority.
Mm.
Okay." And let me tell you something. Those young people got it. And I said at that point, I get it, God,
Mm.
why I am here. Every time I try to shake it,
Okay.
he's like, no, 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 daughter,
Mm.
you are here for me, and I'm using you to do certain things.
Right.
And so those young people, they did a yeoman's job. I'm talking to them, and they're in high school, et cetera, et cetera. So we're talking about college, we're talking about apprenticeship program, we're talking about everything. We're just talking about their future, whatever it may be, because God got them. And I'm just here to be used as a tool so that they can get resources. Here you go, here you go, here you go, and blah to the da. Boom. That's it. And
Yeah.
speaking of resources, just so everyone will know, this is for the record, the Luther Vandross Foundation Scholarship 2024-2025. The Luther Vandross Scholarship Foundation Scholarship
Okay.
is open until July 1. The Luther Vandross Foundation Scholarship 2024-2025 is open until July 1 of 2024. It's for young people, anybody that's at an HBCU and they are in their third, fourth, or fifth year of college. So they have to be juniors, rising seniors, or like some people may have to do a fifth year. Let's not be ashamed of it. If you're in your fifth year, have to go back for some classes. Understood? Okay, life is lifing. It happens.
Okay.
Okay, and the third, fourth, and fifth year. And the only thing you have to do is have a 2.5 GPA, and you have to be enrolled, of course, at an HBCU. 2.5 GPA.
And
It does not matter your
what's the
parents.
deadline? I'm sorry. What's the deadline?
It's July 1.
July 1. Okay.
hmm It doesn't matter your parents' salary or anything. If Melinda and Bill Gates had a child going to an HBCU and
Okay.
they had a 2.5 GPA and they wrote that little essay about what they want to do when they grow up, whatever it is, however they put it. And they had a 2.5, they would get the scholarship. Bill and Melinda Gates.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So I wanted to make sure I shared that. You always allow me to share these things and I appreciate it. Um, it's called the Luther Vandross Foundation Scholarship
Yeah.
2024 2025. For those who are going back in, this is for September, for those who are going back in September. So they're going to, do all the, we're reading the essays, we're reading the applications,
Okay.
and then the monies will be distributed accordingly.
Oh,
$500 to $5,000. I have never seen anybody get less than $5,000.
oh wow.
hmm So if you live in Alaska and you're going to Talladega, you qualify. If you live in Kentucky and you're going to Florida and you are rising junior, senior, fifth year,
Say.
2.5 GPA. There we go.
Mm-mm.
Junior.
Junior. Okay. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Junior. Rising junior. So they finished their sophomore year. So they should be going in September. They should be going in as a junior, going in as a senior.
Wow.
And they did this way because Luther Vandross actually has two scholarships. One scholarship has already, as of April the 1st, it was that deadline went, but that was Luther Vandross and his mother, Melinda. I mean, not Melinda. I forgot her name. Not Melinda, but it's his mother. And that scholarship was over April 1st. This one
Okay.
is just the Luther Vandross scholarship. You could major in anything. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to just be music. You can be majoring in anything as long as you have a 2.5 GPA. A young lady who is in aviation, she graduated from Delaware State, and she utilized that because now she is a Black female pilot.
Okay.
All right. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. And she is thorough. Okay. Thorough.
Mm.
Okay. So if anybody can just spread that news, it's July the 1st. So folks still have a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
and you never know who might be in need uh right now, looking for, oh my gosh, I just need 2,000, 3,000 more dollars. I just need da 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 da, and we can impart this information to them.
Just change that, and it still says sophomore. Okay. It's not
It's,
going to be great.
it's all right. It's junior, just for
It's
the
junior,
correction.
everybody.
It's
Let me
junior for juniors, seniors, and those that may have to enter into or continue their college profession into their fifth year. Yeah, all of that. I had a young man. He was at Hampton, a very very finance major. Two parents, okay,
hmm
two parents, and they were like, "Yo, TC, you don't know. This is so helpful. This we needed this." He had to come out for for a semester. For I guess for mental, just to get himself together.
Right.
And so because of that, he had a fifth year. And the parents were like, all of the money that we had taken out for him and for this and for that only for 4 years. So that money came in handy for them for the fifth year.
Yeah, because college is expensive, honey.
It is. It's very very expensive.
I mean, it's one of the best investments you're going to make because you're investing in yourself. But yeah, it is. It's expensive, you know. And they're trying to make it to where we don't have an upper hand in nothing. Because did you hear about Duke?
No, what happened with Duke?
Duke canceled scholarships for all black kids.
Hmm. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it was on the news. Also,
Mhm.
T.S. Madison, when they was talking about the Project 2025, Craig, the writer, he's very intelligent. Craig, the writer, actually pulled
Mhm.
a thing, and yeah, Duke University has canceled their what's your name for black students.
See.
I said,
Mm,
this is the stuff our people need to be telling us. What is the problem?
right.
But I'm praying not only for my
Mhm.
people, but my grandkids. I got some of the most intelligent and most these kids blow my mind, and I feel honored that they're a part of me. They blow my mind. I mean, just so gifted, so intelligent, so it's just like wow,
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm praying. I'm like, God, just continue to have your hands on them and let them be the example of the future. Because I mean, they doing like I have one granddaughter. She was in fencing classes. Whoever would have thought
I
a
love it.
black young girl fencing and was great.
Mm. Go
I'm like,
girl.
oh my goodness, and it sort of reminded me of me because I was in martial arts. And of my daddy's is big to do in the martial arts world.
Oh,
And
okay. Okay.
yeah, he's dead now, God rest his soul. But my father was a legitimate ninja.
Okay. Okay.
And not only that, he was okay. His title was great grandmaster because he was the best in Kentucky and the five surrounding states. He used to go out to California and train the celebrities and stuff and fly back and all this and everything. And so he wanted to make sure, especially me, being the, all the stuff that used to happen to me, molestation, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
He wanted, by
Yes.
me being small and short, he wanted me to be able to protect myself. So not only do I know martial arts, and I also am registered when it comes to knives and swords because,
Oh.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He wanted me because my temper was bad. But when you hear everything I've been through as a kid, you can understand why my temper was bad. Wasn't
Yes.
I just
Yes.
was a bad, my temper was very bad when you mess with me. So I felt like I had to fight all the time. And
Right.
so people wonder why in my adult age I don't got that smoke because I've conquered it. I
Right.
know when it's time to get upset and when it's not. And because I've been through so much in my life that now that I'm at this age and I've conquered all of that, I'll let honey who I ain't arguing with you. Look, baby, I ain't arguing with you. I ain't doing none of that. It's not worth it. It's not
Mm-mm.
worth it to me. I don't want anything that's gonna trigger that old nature at all.
And that discipline from the martial arts
Yeah,
is so crucial. It's
yeah,
very, 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 very good. That's good. And
yes.
are you teaching some of that, like some certain things to your grandchildren, like certain little techniques maybe?
No, I did. My kids know a little bit,
Okay,
but
okay.
my grandkids are into different things with them. And see, my baby husband used to be a boxer.
Oh,
And
okay,
so, yeah,
okay.
he was he was in Golden Gloves and everything. So he used to be a boxer. So, my baby girl, she's something else. Like she's got that that girl's something else when it comes to self-defense and everything.
Wow.
But yeah, I remember one day, it's so funny. This is a funny story real quick. I remember one day we was at hanging out over my dad's house, just me and some other his students and all this and stuff. And so my father was training some man, and he was like, "What you mean you can't?" He said, "Oh, Grandmaster, I can't do that. I can't. I don't know how to. I can't do that. I've tried. I can't master it." He said,
Uh-oh.
"Coco." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Hiya." You know. I said, "Okay." So I went and got the sword. He got the blindfolder. He covered my eyes, and he said, and I knew what these little terms mean. If you was up under him, you would know what it mean too. And he was like, "Yeah." When he said it, it means do it one way. And he said, "Hey, what?" You do it another way, and all this stuff.
Okay.
I'm outside. Cars done stopped and everything. I'm outside working this sword like I'm a ninja, just working it, working it. And it was a
Dang.
real sword. Had it even touched my skin, it would have sliced my whole hand off and everything. And so then he said, "Yeah." And so I stopped. He said, "And you can't do it, and you a grown man?" Everybody said,
Ooh.
"He just worked that sword." Like he said, "Yeah, that's what I thought." He said, "Take it back up there, baby." I cracked up. I was laughing.
Okay, I know that's right. Rites
um,
of passage. Rites of passage.
yeah, and I'm the one like he taught all of us. Like my one of my baby sisters. Matter of fact, she's born a day after me, some years later, but a day after me. And I told my daddy, "You can do it again if you try it." But she knows a little bit too. Like he taught all of us something. Some of the
Hmm.
kids kept up with it, but me and her, we really like his twins and different things.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't get upset about
Lovely.
girl. mm,
Lovely. Lovely. Okay. Well, you know what? It's 1:10 and Creole, I'm gonna get down. I have a couple more rounds to make and then I'm gonna take a nap.
And I'm gonna take a nap too because I
I'm
just
gonna
got home
take a
from my
nap.
medical procedure that I get. I get a
Oh,
medical
okay.
thing 3 times a week. And so I have to take my
Okay.
baby boy to work later on. So I'm gonna go lay my little hips down and go from there.
Okay. Well, listen, you take care. Thank you
You
for,
too.
thank you for allowing me to share using your platform and thank you for the for those short clips,
Yeah.
wait, because wow, because I'm gonna be using that myself for something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Uh-huh.
And you're always welcome, honey. You know that.
I appreciate it. Yes, yes, yes. And
No
also the White House Initiative on HBCUs is going to be in Philadelphia this year. It's a free conference.
problem.
It's a
Awesome.
free conference. So I'm telling lots of people and because if you come to Philly, you're going to love it. You're going to really and truly love it. All the
Okay.
HBCUs will be here. All of them.
Ooh, I might try to do that too. I might
And
do
it's a
that.
free conference. So as soon as they put it out,
Uh-huh.
just register. It's a free conference. Just register. Just put your name. You
Okay.
you never know what's gonna happen between July 7 and September. But I say when they let it out, I'm gonna send it to everybody. Just go ahead and register
Okay.
so that
Sure we.
you can get into everything free.
Okay. Well, thank you, love. Okay.
Okay, and I will let you know exactly all that stuff.
All righty then. Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Well, listen, I'm gonna let you go and let you, wrap up for your session and everything. And thank you for the replay gang, and thank you for the generations to come.
Yes.
We love you. We've loved you ever
Oh,
since
oh, love
with
y'all
all
too.
of our heart, y'all.
Yes.
So,
Yes. All right,
all
babe.
all right now.
Bye bye.
Peace.
All right, y'all. That was wonderful. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Did once and was like, okay, I see. Okay. And so smooches to y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. Remember, no matter what the test, always do your best. Okay. This has been your girl Creole. Bye.